there, viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto channel. We're at home today. My Kubota BX22, my lawnmower. The steering has gone wonky on it. It's hydraulic steering, no mechanical linkage whatsoever. And the problem is when you turn the steering wheel, the front wheels don't want to turn, particularly as the hydraulics get warmed up. The slower you turn the wheel, the worse it is, so it just continues to go in whatever direction you're going in. A couple possible problems there. Either the steering motor itself on the bottom of the column is starting to fail, or you have an internal leak in the hydraulic cylinder on the front, and that is the case. Here is what's going on. I'm going to pull off the front hydraulic cylinder, hopefully we got enough tools here, a little DIY home kit. We'll get that thing off there, take the cylinder down to the shop, attempt to repair it. I did buy a seal kit for it, and we'll see how it goes. So it started to become an issue on it last year, and I never addressed it. So this is just the front part of the hitch for the mower deck. I should have fixed it last year when I had the chance, but I didn't, and it's going to be lawn mowing season here soon, aka ice cream season. So wiggle this little guy right out of there. I have no idea if I have enough stuff here to get this off, so here is the cylinder here. And I also have, no idea how to fix it, but we've got some parts. It can't really be too hard, right? Let me get my DIY kit, which includes the crescent wrench, the channel locks, and the screwdriver. And the big kit over here. There she is. You've probably seen it in other videos. If I'm working at home, it's all I got. So what we need is some needle nose. What we have in here, we got to dig out some cotter pins. Move the whole toolbox. Oh gosh, the old plywood in the driveway trick. And I don't know if I have a light. I think I have a flashlight in the truck because it's going to be dark pretty soon. I'm going to pull the cotter pins out of the tie rod ends here. Hopefully. I don't really want to have to pull the wheels off to do this. Come on, little fella. There's half of one. There's half the other one. We don't want to lose the parts or pieces because I don't want to get them in my tire. And then it looks like probably something of the 17mm variety-ish. Look at that, first try. Got our ratchet. We'll leave the outers right on the cylinder until we get it to the shop. Should have brought home some air tools. Alright, now we have to go find some kind of striking device. I'm going to spin it. It's a castle nut. I'm going to put it back up on the threads a little bit upside down. We don't have much room to swing under here, but we're going to whack on the knuckle with a hammer. Oh! Found us a rusty ball peen in the shop. And tomorrow. Look at that sucker stuck. We need an air hammer is what we need. Whoops. You hear that? Oh, backfire. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Now these inner tie rod boots are ripped. I think the outer ones are ripped. These stupid Kubotas, they don't sell the boots separate even though they come right off. You got to buy the whole shebang. And frankly, they're not wore out yet, so we're going to kind of keep doing what we're doing. And then I'm going to do that on the other side. Now they are both off. We'll set our castle nuts over here so we don't lose them. There's 2 bolts on each side. Of course, there's going to be 2 hoses. And the hoses are a little bit of a mother lover to get to, so I'm hoping that we can unbolt the cylinder, let it come down a little bit. Hopefully we have, my wrench set only goes up to 15. Whatever this goes up to. I'm hoping we can get it down far enough to do what we need to do. They look like of the 14mm variety. Oh, look at that. First try. Oh. Let's see. Did I have enough lead in my pencil today? Oh, I feel some skin missing here. Nope, not bad. That one's loose. There's 2 on each side. Completely out of my element here. Laying down, that is. So I'll get these spun out. I'll loosen up the other side before I get it completely loose. Or before I get these all completely out over here anyways. Hopefully the rebuild job doesn't go too bad. The seal kit wasn't too expensive. It's like 40 some bucks. It's supposed to be all the seals in the cylinder, so that's what these bolts look like that are coming out. Now, I do have the service book for this at the shop, so hopefully that will help us. Woo! We're down. We got last one over here. I don't know if we need to take this side off completely, but because it looks like it's independent from the cylinder, it goes up against this snap ring. But perhaps it'll help us get these hoses out further. No idea how much slack's in them. And frankly, it's almost off. There it is. Whee! So we'll save this one over on this side. Which way did that go? That side up. We'll save this one on this side. Of course, we should know that by the marks on it. Now, can we get to any of these hoses? That's $1 million question. Alright. So the hose is right there. And my wrench set only goes to 15. However, I do know up in my cabin I've got some metric wrenches. So we're going to take a ride in the old Jeep, which Mrs. O got freaking stuck the other day. Got her all muddy. Hey, what's up, girl?
Hi.
You want to go for a ride?
What?
You want to go for a ride?
Yeah.
It's quite a hairdo you got. We better go up the road because it's pretty muddy outside, right?
Yeah. He wants to ride.
Tell your mom your sister's with me. We'll leave them in our dust. Alright, you got all our tools?
Yeah.
You can just throw them on the dashboard. Throw them up, put them up there so you don't sit on them.
Okay.
Alright. Who did your hair this morning, by the way?
My mom, partially me.
Oh, partially you, partially your mom?
Mostly me. So.
Oh, man. You want to drive through the woods?
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of muddy. Were you with Mommy when she got stuck? Or was that Evan?
Like, when?
The other day.
Yesterday?
I don't know. She said she went looking for my dog and got the Jeep a little bit stuck.
Nope, I wasn't there.
Super wet down here.
Oh.
Oh boy. This is really wet down here. We better not have to walk back.
I am not going to walk through here until it's dry.
No?
Nope.
It's a little greasy though. Hang on, keep your fingers inside.
Oh, I think that's going to fall soon.
Uh-oh, it says your door's open.
It says my door is open?
Yeah, right there, it says your door's open. Shut your door. Slam it. Boom, there you go. It's a Jeep thing. You wouldn't understand. Alright, looks like we're gonna have to go down.
Downhill?
Downhill.
Fast!
No. Uh-oh. Can't stop. Hang on. Sit in your seat, honey.
I want to look up the road.
Oh, just kind of more of a controlled slippery slide. Whee! Hang on, we ain't gonna be able to turn the corner, are we?
Oh no.
No, we'll go this way.
Uh-oh. Roll up window.
Over the hill and through the woods. To Trinity's house we go.
Whee!
The Jeep knows the way. You know that song?
Nope.
It's because I just made it up. It's a remix, actually. Uh-oh. Come on, baby. He's got to keep up some momentum. Hey, look at that. See that grouse?
Oh.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
That's that little sucker he's always down by the house every morning.
I can't believe we have to wake up at 5 o'clock tomorrow. 5:30 maybe. School shoes.
What's that?
These are my school shoes.
Oh, that's why you don't want to get stuck? Oh, don't you worry. We won't get stuck. We're doing good. Hang on. Just don't stick your fingers outside, okay?
Yep. I'm keeping my hands in.
The stopping is kind of optional at this point.
Keep your hands and feet in at all times.
Oh, baby! There we go. I need to really pull that fuse out of the ABS.
Keep your hands and feet in at all times.
Yes.
Like a roller coaster. Keep your hands and feet in at all times.
Yeah, this is pretty steep. We probably shouldn't have went this way.
Huh, Papa.
I know. We're almost to the road.
Are we driving on the road now?
Nope, you can't drive this on the road. That's illegal.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't have any license plates.
Oh my god.
Why do you think we didn't record that part, you ding dong? I am going around, man.
Good.
Hey, we made it.
Yeah.
Put this park out. Oh, we'll park over by Johnny.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. Don't hit anything. Now, you got a wrench in there, sister?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's move this. Let's see what size that is, you think. 17 is my guess. 17 or 19. What do you think it is? Huh?
17.
17? That's what your guessing is?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, God. I can't even see it, honey.
Do you need a flashlight? Because I have one in my bedroom.
You got a flashlight?
Yeah.
In your bedroom?
Like, just right where I can, like, right when I go in.
Oh, okay. Go get it then.
Okay.
Don't track through the house.
Do you want me to get yours?
No, mine. The one in my bedroom?
Yeah.
No, that one's no good.
Okay. I'll get mine.
Alright. It is not 17, people. Probably a 19. Maybe an 18. It's not 19 either. That's too big. Should have went with my instinct. First time, anyway. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's unhook this hose. You know what? We probably get something for it to Peter some oil in. Hey, honey. In the back of my truck, get that black bucket that's back there, okay?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, sweetie.
This one?
Is that the only black thing back there?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Go ahead and grab it. You can just throw it over the side so you don't have to carry it. Don't hit my truck. There you go. All right, good job. Perfect. Yeah, it is oily. Because we got to catch the oil in it. You know,
Yeah.
if we illegally drive a Jeep up the road, we don't want to illegally dump some oil on the ground, do we? Huh?
No.
We didn't drive the Jeep on the road anyways, did we? Say no.
No.
That's right. What?
The birds.
Oh, the chicks?
Yeah, the chicks. I think they're starting to huddle up to go to sleep.
Yeah, they sleep a lot.
Yeah, they're huddling up. They're like...
Alright, there's one hose unhooked. Minimum dribblage. Alright, now I'm going to work on getting the other side off. Good thing you got your flashlight.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of messy, you know.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
It's black.
Alright, let's see. Where are we at? Here we go. Holy smokies, that one's way up in there. You want to hold the flashlight so I can see what the thunder's going on?
Yeah, sure.
Good thing I got you here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know what? I wouldn't even be able to do this. And your brothers won't help.
They're busy doing something else.
Yeah, on their cell phones.
Yeah.
Actually, they don't have cell phones.
Well, Gavin has his phone right now. Evan doesn't.
Yeah, but they can't call nobody, so.
Yeah. Gavin can Be on Snapchat though.
Oh, Snapchat, huh? What's that?
Texting other people.
Oh,
His
yeah?
friends.
Like his girlfriend?
Yep.
Oh, has he got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
What?
Cadence.
Oh, don't say no last names, okay?
Yep.
Oh, yeah? Does her mother know? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, we broke up with Izzy.
Ooh, big breakup, huh? All right, well, there it is, our cylinder. Rack and pinion, kind of. Not really. It's not a rack and pinion, it's just a hydraulic cylinder. It's off. Now we got to go to the shop.
Really?
Yeah, really. I wouldn't lie to you, sissy. All right.
Yep.
Sick. And here we are at the shop in the blink of an eye. And I have, like I said, I have the service manual for it. Anytime you buy a piece of equipment or, lawnmower or anything, try to get the service manual for it because, if you ever need to work on it, I hardly use this thing, like ever. But it should have some torque specs in it, which you always torque stuff to specs, but it should have some exploded views or something that we might need here. Boom, look at that. Disassembling power steering cylinder. And that is what we need. So I'm going to read this, see if it gives us any advice. Oh, it tells you how to remove it too. Remove the flywheel cover. That's what we did not do. Disconnect the hoses. Okay. So that's the flywheel cover. I think, yeah, see, they want you to pull the hood and the front plastic and all that stuff. I think the way we did it's fine. We can get in there. We'll put it back together like that. Save on the book time, So I'm thinking first thing first, we need to pull our inner tie rod ends. And then I think what we need to do, because technically if we clamp onto one, the whole cylinder is going to rotate, so we got to be able to clamp on one. We'll hold that one. And then we'll loosen this one up here. And then it looks like there's flats on this side of the cylinder, but not on this side. So then I think we can hold that in device and then get that one loose if we have to. Which I don't know if we have to take them both off or not. See if this works. Hallelujah, it did. Got the old metric crescent wrench. We're even using it in the right direction. So like I said, I'm not replacing these tie rod ends despite the boots being ripped on them. I'm not going to shove them full of grease or anything, to be honest with you, because I think that'll just accumulate more garbage in there. And they have honestly been ripped for years. I think I've got like 800 or 900 hours on that machine. So, but the joint's still, still snug. So let's go with it. And then we'll should be able to very gingerly hold this side. Like I said, this side of the cylinder has flats in it. Oh, baby. Yes! Woo! I think she came loose. Something came loose or it just popped out of the vise, one or the other. I don't want to do any damage. It's got red Loctite on it. Oh, it actually came loose. Look at that. Sweet. One thing we ought to do is mark who came off from where. And this is what we're left with now at home. I moved the cylinder forward and aft and pushed all the fluid out of it. Actually shot it all over the driveway. But the fluid's out of it. Let's see what step 2 is. So if I'm reading the book correctly, it wants us to take off the snap ring and drill a hole through here. What's it say? Drill a 2.5 millimeter diameter, 0.1 inch on the cylinder tube just over the snap ring, as shown in the left figure. But it doesn't show me in that figure where to drill, so I assume in the groove, because there's another ring in here in which it wants us to remove. which makes sense. I guess we'll see if we can do that using some other methods before we drill it. First of all, we'll see if we can find the ends of it. Probably should have thrown it in the parts washer, but we can do that once we get it out. I do not know if we can just get underneath said snap ring with a pick, or if there is actually a reason. Like, do we have to push it in first? You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Let me reread. So it says push in the guide assembly. So this is the guide assembly number 3 into cylinder number 2, and then drill the hole and push the ring out, which, yeah, that feels pretty hard. And in order for that snap ring to come up past it, indeed it would have to go down. So there must be enough room for that to go down. That is way too big. Let me see if I get a little brass something. A brass chisel here. We'll see if this moves at all. It looks like it might have come off that snap ring a little bit. I'll be jigging, there she goes. I don't know if that is a part we need to reuse or not. I don't think we'll have to drill a hole. I think we should be able to get behind this ring. Maybe. Oh no. Yeah, we might have to drill a hole. Well, maybe. There she goes. Atta girl. Oh, look at that. No hole needed. So there's that. There's step 2. Then what's it say? Push out the piston rod assembly and take off the guide assembly. So I'm thinking we're going to have to do some tapping. And then that's it. Apply transmission fluid to it and reassemble. That's helpful. Let's get that brass striking apparatus over here. Let's use this one. I'm gonna flip her around. Let me move you back here. Hold on, fellas. We will use the edge of the snap ring. Probably gonna make a mess. Let's see here. Ooh, looks like the whole thingy's coming. See what's happening. So the whole shebang is coming out. All right. Probably should consult my brother who rebuilds hydraulic cylinders, but hey, we'll call him when it all goes bad. Oh, son of a mother frig hole. Never mind. That is not what we intended to do, but it's out. There it is. Oh, you big ding dong. This is the one, the suspicious seal. So these outer packings I do not believe were the culprit. However, this inner O-ring is the culprit. So when it puts pressure on one side of the cylinder, you know, it's going to steer this way, and you put pressure on this side and it steers this way. However, if the O-ring in the middle is leaking, then it's just going to bypass fluid one side to the next. And this O-ring feels like poo. Oh, what a ding dong. Can't believe I friggin' did that. What are you gonna do though? All right. So there she is, just a big empty hole. Oh well. Live and learn, right? And then let's see. Probably we're gonna be making, let's go make some marks. We need to make sure we don't mix this up, because we know which tie rod goes where, but we need to know which way the cylinder is oriented in the hole. Such a rookie mistake. So now we got to get this snap ring out. I put a couple little prick marks on that side there, and that's the side that has the flat side of the shaft going through. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Actually, I can. Get ahead of myself. I think just getting that initial break loose is half the battle. There we go. And then the other half of the battle is not sticking it through your finger, the pick that is. So there's our other ring. And then we got to knock this out. I'm sure it's probably stuck in there pretty good. The other side was. We'll use the old brass punch in the hole trick. And out she comes. So there's that little guy. All right, fantastic. I'm going to go wash this thing in the parts washer. And we'll get our seal kit. We'll see how the seals go in. And start putting this little guy together. So on our center seal, there has to be, you know, an O-ring underneath this because it moves. I grab us a couple chunks of wood. Bring them over to old Dave. See if we can do this without dropping anything here. Again. We'll stick that side down. See if we can, just this way here, we can kind of steady it a wee bit. And we can work at our snap ring. See if it spins. It does, okay. I'm hoping. I should probably go get some different type of tool. Hoping that I can just get underneath it enough to get it to pop up one side or the other. Come on. There, geez. Louise. So they're cut on a taper, so we can't get in here and spread it open, which sucks. I don't think it will scratch the cylinder on the way off. I don't believe, you know, the cylinder should be harder than the snap ring material. We'll push it just to see. And there is no scratching going on, so we're safe. I'll show you what I mean once we get this thing off. So you see how the end of it is cut and it's tapered. Like one's tapered one way, you know, where it was split apart. One's cut the other way. So getting in there to, you know, spread it like this is extremely difficult. You know, if we square up this end, then going back together would be easier. So I'm thinking this should slide off. Shouldn't matter which way, right? I don't think. I don't think it matters which way it comes off. Hopefully we didn't just take off the wrong snap ring. There we go. So the shaft should be the same on both sides, so we only have to take off one snap ring. And it shouldn't be directional as far as which way it goes. Before we go flipping it around, we'll look at it to be sure. We'll just keep it in the direction that it was going just in case, but it shouldn't matter. Famous last words, but the book tells us nothing at this point. It just tells us how to take it apart. It looks the same. We're going to keep it just like it is. There's an internal O-ring here, which could be a leaker, and then the external one, which I believe is our leaker. Both of these are, you know, this one's pretty hard too, but they're pretty flat. They've lost their elasticity, this outer one especially. All right, so those are those two O-rings. You can see them suckers are almost squared right off. Well, it's probably hard to tell in the video, but Trust me, fellas. Got us some assembly lube. Kubota Super UDT. Been sitting upstairs forever. Thought I had some down here. I have our O-rings. I'll place the inner one on the inside. Be the best place for it. Slip that right in there. Fits nice. And our outer one also fits nice. And then we'll grab a rag here. I'm just going to drop this down in some oil. We'll get her all slimed up. We'll see if we can't slip it on here. Just like that. Make sure your shaft is nice and slippery. That's the only bit of advice I can give you. And then we're going to come down past the O-ring groove here, which is also tapered. A little bigger taper than the top. Then we're going to have to sneak it past that. Bada bing, bada boom, we're in. Wow. Whew, it's getting intense. Then I'll get the snap ring back on. So the next thing to tackle is these little guys. We have an O-ring here on the outside. Well, technically these weren't even leaking. We probably could have stuffed them back in. If these were leaking, we would have had some external leaks on the tractor, but we didn't. So we're going to pull that off, and then there's an inner seal in here also. And it tapers. We just got to be mindful of the taper. We'll see if we can get a hold of it. Pull it out. So, like I say, be mindful of which way it goes. All right, and then this outer seal is going to be a bit of a piss pot. We got to identify the edge of it. And we're going to tap on it. See if we can dent it in. We can't get to it from the back side because it fits flush in here. So we can't get to the back of it to even tap it out. So we're going to try to crush in the side of it and then, you know, come from the inside as soon as we can find the edge of it, which must be right there. See if we can do that without dinging it up too much. Actually got a center punch here, / old nail set. This is the half carpentry channel, half mechanics. I want to see if I can catch just the edge of it and tap it in. It might put a few little dings out here that we have to kind of clean up a little. There she goes. So that's what I want to do, is catch the edge of it and kind of ding it in there like that. We'll see if we can do that right beside it. Then we'll go on the back side and see if we can't hit it out. If you get a big enough chunk of metal folded over like that, and I'm hoping we can come from the back side, hit the edge of that metal, and, you know, drive the seal out. I did go get us a socket. I think, right? That's the socket. Yeah, so I got a socket here we can stick it on. Come through from the inside. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but hopefully. Nope, I missed. I hit the rubber. Missed again. That sounds a little more solid. Nope, all we did is pretty much bend that lip back. So I'll do that a few more times around here to try to break the bond. Let me see if we can get a hold of it now. So I've beat it around, I don't know what, halfway-ish. See if there's something to get a hold of. There, it looks good. Right in that vicinity. Oh, boom, look at that. So out she came. That was easy. And we got a few little pecker marks around there. What you'd be concerned with is the inner part here, because then if you ding that up, it won't slide over the shaft. Let's make sure it slides over the shaft still. Oh, it does. Okay, so we didn't get no dinger marks on it. Whew! And to take care of these little ones on the outside, I just got a little piece of emery cloth. It has a slight chamfer on it, so probably helps aid in the seal installation. That looks good. I'm gonna wire wheel this baby up in Roger, get it all cleaned out, get all the goo out of it, out of the center groove where that packing goes. Then we should be good. So this is our new inner seal. This side's a lot longer to go in, and you gotta kind of wad this thing up. We've only got one chance to make it right. The inner groove is clean. And let's see, that is the way it tapers. If you put it in wrong, you're gonna have a hydraulic leak like you ain't never seen. By the time you hit that steering wheel, she's gonna be spraying. So I'm gonna start it into the groove. And then we just got to kind of walk it down in there. There's really no other way to do it. The seal must be pretty resilient. Oh, got that last little bit of a lip. Got to be careful using any kind of poking apparatus. There we go. Just be very ginger. I just want to make sure it centers. And it looks like it did. There's really no other, room for it to go, so it sits right down inside there. So there's that. And then we've got the O-ring over there, which tell you what, in case we got to do some fiddling, we'll leave that O-ring for right now. I'm going to get a socket to fit this, and then we'll knock our seal in this direction, just like it was, right? Yeah, it was like that, because that pokes out. Be right back. Oh, son of a monkey! Oh. So I got our socket. What's this thing? 27 mil. Fits our seal. Stick this little guy down here. Let's see if we can't get it started. We should go around in circles here. There we go. So it is started in all the way around town. We should be able to finish it off here. Take it till it hits bottom. And then that seal is back in. You can see pretty much fits flush all the way around. And now, I should go get a clean rag. Make sure our groove is clean. Hitting bottom, clean glue, clean grooves. rubbers, lube, that kind of channel you guys watching. We'll get our O-ring around here. There's our O-ring. That is on. And I guess that's it. Almost done. Let's see if it fits. Alright, so this, let's just try to slide it on the easy way. So this is going to be the way it goes with the taper. This is not the correct way that it goes on. Okay, just want to make sure it goes on that way. And it does. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to go this way, which is the proper way. Oh, this should be fun. Okay, well, I tell you what, before we even start doing that, let me get my bearings mentally as far as which way this thing has to go together. And we'll get the other one done, and then we'll lube them up nicely. Alright, dripping with lubricant. That way the seals are nice and wet. And this is the hydraulic fluid, training fluid, everything's the same on that tractor, so it all comes from the same pump, same reservoir. Alright, beautiful. So now that this baby's lubed, everything is lubed, there's no reason we can't try to assemble this. You can't really rock it either. Oh, there she goes. Feels good, I guess. Get that thing lubed. And then, because there's no reason we can't do that, then we can stick the one side together. Now that is the, let me see, I marked this side, so that's going to have to go like this. Okay, all right, well, let's loosen this up. Tell you what, let's lube up the inside of our shaft, or the hole here rather. I'll get some, let me get a clean rag, I'll wet it down and we'll douche it. I didn't really get very much, did it? There we go. That should make her slippery. I'll just give her some lubricant in here, just a light film. I've already cleaned this out and blew it out. Took a little emery cloth to the ends here where they were all rusty and crusty. Alright. She's dripping with lube on the inside. Let's see, that side is for the side with the flat on it, so we should be able to slide this little guy together. I'm hoping. Let me see if one side is tapered and the other side is not. No, they're both the same. Okay. Big hole right on my finger. Alright, there's that. We should be able to slide this on in. I don't know if it's safe to tap on that for the O-rings. I tell you what, let's keep that like it is for right now. It's not in. But in order to keep this shaft centered, it should be pretty centered. I want to start the other side on over here. We could have slid this on with both them snap rings off, been a lot easier. So let's get this one started. So the key is walk away for a minute. Held steady pressure, slight oscillations, and rotation. She went right on. Almost pulled it right back off. That would have sucked. Okay. All right, so now we're there. Everything feels good. We need these little guys to slip down in. I'm just not sure. I don't want to damage the O-ring. There is a slight taper there. I think what we'll do, and we'll stick her back in the, whoops, up against the snap ring here. All right, everybody following me? So we're not actually hitting on, so it's going to be up against the snap ring where it mounts on the front of the lawnmower. We'll get that centered like that. I wish I had something. Just something to give it a little bit more, just a wiggle. Oh, I really want to tap that. And you know what? I'm gonna. I think I have to tap both sides at the same time. The O-ring wants to start, but it just wants to roll back up just a little bit too. Whoop, whoop. We're going to flip her upside down. Stick the edge of the vise on it, not on the seal portion, on the actual metal. I'm going to get this side started in the same fashion we did the other side. Because that seemed to work well, seemed to get the O-ring down. Like that. I got her going. Now we just got to get them in all the way to the snap ring groove. And the other thing I discovered when I was cleaning this, that this side already has the hole in it, only on one side though. So now we've got to get these pushed down far enough to get the snap ring in. At this point, I guess we could push the cylinder all the way one way, and we could get a socket that fits that. I don't want to push it too far. There we go. Our big socket fits it, right? Like that. We definitely don't want our ram coming out now, because that would not be good. And we'll see if we can't tap this the rest of the way. Remember, it has to go down past where the snap ring goes. Now, I assume the first time pressure is applied to it, it'll come out and smack up against the snap ring, right? Is it really 10 o'clock? I guess that's what happens when you don't start a project till 8 o'clock at night. So here's our snap ring. I think we're down in far enough. I take that back. I don't think we are. I think we have to go a little bit further. Find out here. Yep, we got to go a little bit further. Said that a time or two. All right, now we're down in, and we'll get our snap ring in. Keep your fingers there until that sucker's all the way in. Boom, that side is in. Looks good. Flip it over, repeat. Now technically, this should not be able to fall out on us. All right. There's that. Whoop. Tighten the device a little bit more here. That cup is all the way. Oh, where's the other snapper? That's my panic voice. Well, where the frig is it? There it is. I got it, don't worry. You're all excited. Should have been a smart fella and lined the one up with a hole, so the hole would actually be useful in the event anybody ever wanted to use it. But I didn't. We can tap our, yep. So we'll go this way, we'll tap this one, we'll push the cylinder through until we hit the inside of our packing there and drive it up against that snap ring. There's that one. There's that one. Boom. We're back to where we started. With all new seals, new O-rings. She's lubed up in there. It looks good. Now we got to drive back home. Put it on the old Kubota and see if I've regained my steering. And it doesn't look like I'm mowing lawn like a drunk man. Oh, it is now long past dark. We're back. We've got the cylinder. I'm going to get it put back on. I did bring, yes, I grabbed us a couple new cotter pins so we can put them back in the tie rods. It rained, it poured when I was gone, so all my tools are soaking wet. Not really going to show the process putting it on. We're going to stick it up. We're going to hook the hoses back on. We're going to stick our little end pieces back on here where they belong, get it bolted back on, and then I'll kick the camera on before we fire it up, and it should, you know, pretty much self-bleed. We'll work the wheel. Brought home some fluid in case we have to top it off, but this doesn't hold the very big volume. So it is back on. Got the motor deck hooked back up. I'm going to start it up, we'll back it up, and work the steering wheel, see if it bleeds out. See if it's pissing fluid all over real quick. If I check the hoses where we hooked them up. They both look dry. And the other thing I'll notice is, I should have showed you guys before when you would steer the steering wheel and you take it all the way to one way, let's say lock to lock for lack of a better term, this one would hit its lock, you know, so to speak, but then you could just keep turning the steering wheel because it just keeps passing, you know, hydraulic pressure from, you know, this hose past the center seal and then back out that hose, and it, you know, it's just a circuit basically. And I see now when it hits its lock, like, you know, the steering wheel's stiff. So anywho, let's go take it for a little toot. It's not too often we get to drive on a little tractor. Big part break off, fella. Let's have a look-see. That seal is high and dry. I don't see any fluid running out of it. That seal is high and dry. Oh gosh, it's gonna be so nice to be able to steer this year. For what, the couple hours it took us to fix it. I kind of dealt with it last year, but anyhow, time to get this pig cleaned up, ready for another mowing season. Say goodnight, little chickies. Come here. I got you, come here. Say goodnight. Alright folks, that's it. Gonna leave it outside for the night. I do want to pressure wash it off tomorrow and get it ready for the mowing season, get it serviced and greased up and all that stuff. Everything I should have done last year before I put it away, but it didn't happen. Gonna call it quits. Let me know what you think. Go down there in the comment box. Leave your questions, comments, criticisms, and concerns. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.